Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Well, as a result of the coronavirus outbreak, schools have shut down their doors and asked students to attend online classes from home beginning today. With digital learning rolling out in the school boards today, many parents are now their child's teacher as well.
Ruth Rumack of Ruth Rumack's Learning Space joins us this morning with some tips to help kids set up and adapt to a digital classroom. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning. How is everybody?
We're doing well. How are you doing?
We're doing really well. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. So let's get into this now. We got to set up the learning space. So let's start off with that.
Well, learning space is really important. You need to know where you're going to be. You need to know you've got good connectivity with your internet. I would also recommend a really nice space that is free of distractions, and that's very important. So you want to have quiet space for your kids to work. If you have more than one child at home, you might have to set up multiple spaces throughout the house, as long as everybody has some quiet space and area that they can keep their things. So imagine almost like a locker, but in your own home. So making sure that one desk or one area is set up with everything that child needs.
Now, yeah, technology is so important right now. That's really the only way to learn. So what is ideal in that setting? I know you prefer things over, let's say, a phone or an iPad. You say headphones are great. So what's the ideal setup when it comes to technology?
Let's see what I've got here. So headphones that have some kind of a microphone are most important so that you can communicate with the other people on your call. Also, a laptop or a desktop is much better than a tablet or a phone. I would also say that if you have an Ethernet cable and you can plug right into the modem, that's your best bet. And also making sure that your computer is actually plugged in so that you don't suddenly lose battery in the middle of your lesson. Very important pieces.
And Ruth, we were chatting this morning about the distractions of being at home, and not only just being at home, but being on something that you might use for fun, the tablet, the laptop, the phone. How do we avoid these distractions? And I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges.
You know, I think you have to have a conversation with your kids, and you have to explain this is different. This is just going to be different, and we have to look at things in a bit of a different way. So if they have their set class times, and we might talk about the schedule in a minute, that we make sure that those other pieces, those other devices are put aside, or you can use different apps, something like Stay Focused, for example, helps you block out other websites or other apps that you don't want to compete with what you're doing. And then once you've used up your time on that app, you're blocked for the rest of the day. So there are many different things that you can use to block other pieces out. But I think it's important to have a conversation with your kids to make sure they understand that this is like going to school. And if you've got your class at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be expected to be focused and on task for that period of time.
And they will be tested on that. So this is essential. It's a must-do. Speaking of, you did mention the schedule, and that really helps in terms of setting up that routine that you say is so crucial, to get up at the same time and have your meal at the same time and all that. So thank you for providing that. Let's take a look at that sample schedule that you've created. So what should it contain?
Well, a sample schedule, any type of schedule has to have some time blocks that you can fill in the pieces in the middle. So I like to start with meals because keeping kids fed is really important. So if you start with your wake-up time and then you move into an activity and then have a break. So the activity could be your online lesson. It could be some worksheets. It could be, going outside and being in the garden. But it's something that is very regular. And then you build in your breaks. The breaks are very important because you, of course, want to keep exercise. You want to get outside a little bit, get some fresh air, and make sure that you're eating some type of nutritious snack as well, because you want to make sure that your brain is focused, and we need protein to focus.
And exercise, you mentioned that as well. I know so many parents are saying, my kids have all this pent-up energy. What do you recommend they do, and how many minutes a day?
Well, if they can get outside, I think that being outside is the best medicine at this point. Of course, if you keep your social distance and you're not near anybody else. However, if you can get around the block, even take your bike around the block. If you've got a basketball hoop, or even a mini basketball hoop, or even just a ball and a waste paper basket, you can be tossing something from room to room, and just something to get that energy out, but also some fresh air, I think, is really important.
You talk in my language with the mini hoop. I had that set up in my basement as a kid, and that's where all the energy went into, and that's the only time I was able to dunk. I'll tell you that. Ruth, thank you so much. You're hosting a free parent support webinar every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. You can register at ruthrumack.com under the webinar tab. Thank you so much for the great advice and tips.
Thank you so much.
Stay well. Always a slam dunk with Ruru,
Yes.
the learning guru. More
Ruru.
BT right after this.